For our next session, titled Momentive AI, I would love to introduce you to our speaker, Koray Mavruk, Head of Client Experience and Insights at Vontobel. Koray, the stage is yours.
All right. Let's. Thank you very much also for the music. I wasn't aware of that it's going to be such a dramatic sound. So, yeah, let's talk about CX. I work as a CX professional for many, many years now, and I took a round and met some of you earlier, and with this little speech I want to be a bit skeptical about our discipline, about CX in general, and most importantly, how we implement it. And I want to start with a question first, whether you have seen this sentence within the last couple of years. Could you raise up your hand if you have seen that sentence on any slide of your peers, colleagues? Never seen that sentence? Lucky you, because I have seen it dozens of times, right? In every kind of C-level, C-suite rounds, last best experience, set the benchmark, right? We have to be as clever as Google. Our website has to be as personal as Google News. Our content hub has to adapt. Our social platform needs to be as ready. So I have seen dozens of the slides, and I'm quite surprised that you haven't seen any kind of slides like this before. Because why do we do this as professionals? We pitch, right? We want to gain confidence. We want to pitch, we want to implement something. We were inspired by a Silicon Valley trip or somewhere we want to implement something, correct? And if you met some skeptical C-level suites, they will tell you, yeah, but does it pay off? So in case we're going to do super fancy, as Google-like platform, as Reddit-like social platform, does it really create added value to our clients, our customers, or prospects? And what do we do then? We show a business case in different variations, in different abstracts, right? We show them if the CX is awesome, the brand advocacy and customer satisfaction will be incredible, and therefore also the growth rates. Simple logic, right? We can do this in different cases, and you know what? Some of the C-level members will tell you, hey, great, let's do that. But what did we do? This happened a couple of years ago. I can tell you, I have seen millions of slides like this. We won. We got the buy-in. They were like, you know what? Here's the budget, let's go. So what happened in the last 5 or even 6 or 7 years? We all became design thinkers. Any design thinkers here? I'm at the quantum stage. I don't know what's going on. So everybody became design thinkers. CMOs became design thinkers. IBM had an incredible keynote, the new modern marketing mandate, and every CMO understood immediately that they have to focus on 3 things: change, experience, tech, right? So these were the big things. We all shared the Harvard Business Review articles of Claesen, right? We were addicted to the CX literature. The speech of Steve Jobs became super popular on YouTube. But my question to you is, let's take a step back and reflect a little bit. So within the last years, we did so many roadshows. We pitched CX, customer experience design, customer experience strategy. But what about the implementation? And again, I think there are a lot of great tech companies here, so I will more share with you my experiences, switching from a consultant to basically look at that. How can I implement customer experience design, a customer experience strategy in a relevant way in one of the most conservative industries around? Which is it? The finance industry in Switzerland. So I'm very privileged to have a small team in Zurich. We are a buy-side investment house called Vontobel. And I want to show you the arena where I think, with my experiences, what are the key priorities that C-level executives rightly expect from us as CX professionals. And to be quite honest, I don't think it's very fancy. I don't really think it's actually common sense. So what do they expect from us? We should gather insights, relevant insights, know what's going on in our user journeys, customer journeys, optimize those journeys, understand which touchpoint really creates loyalty, provoke growth within the organization, not only share some best practices from other companies, but really meet our colleagues, meet your peers, tell them, provoke, inspire them, right? Link it with tech, and I think if you take around, you will meet a lot of partners today who could help you with that, and foster it. Because I can tell you the skeptics are there, and especially for our discipline, working for customers on a day-to-day basis, the skeptics are there. And this is one of my favorite quotes I witnessed on LinkedIn. It was, again, a skeptic, a C-level for a DAX 30 company, who said, so much brand strategists everywhere. Just check your LinkedIn network. You will see hundreds of them, even in one company, junior strategists, brand strategists, senior brand strategists, CX strategists. But where is the strategy? Where is the implementation? So probably we overpromised a little bit, right? So at Vontobel, we took all those priorities that I showed you earlier, and we summed them up in a very simple case, which is we do 4 things at Vontobel to really implement CX strategy. And that's insights, we optimize touchpoints and journeys, we educate with educational framework our peers, and we communicate it in a digestible way. And I'm going to tell you more about it, in a digestible way. And as we work in marketing, we also have a claim. We call this from insight to impact. So for us, as an investment manager in Zurich, Switzerland, it's not always so easy to understand what's really going on. You have very wealthy private clients. Where does the journey start? Do we know this? Who recommended us? Was it a tax consultant? Did they Google us? What happened? So it's essential for our industry to really know what's going on. Who recommended us? What happened afterwards? Did they attend an event? Did they like the event? What about the PR, the press? So we're looking always on the entire customer journey rather than just getting lost into some kind of touch points. Because you can get easily lost in touch points sometimes. Your tech team will only look at the e-banking or the app that you're working on. The website manager is only looking at the website. So you really need to look on the entire journey. But how can we get insights? It's also common sense. We need to team up, right? We cannot just send letters or meet clients and just rely on the feedback that we get on a day-to-day basis. So we also teamed up. And we really thought this through. How can we team up with tech companies that can really help us to provide added value to our customers? And we also work with Momentive, get feedback that help us to not only gather insights, but also push those insights into the CRM systems that our frontline is using, activate, give them actions that can immediately get back to our clients almost in real time. For our industry, some of you will say, okay, but this is kind of state of the art. For our industry in Switzerland, it's not. And again, last best experience sets the new benchmark. So we teamed up, we push those data into the CRMs, we communicate those insights within the organization in a digestible way. So our peers will not read a 22-page PowerPoint report. They will not read it, right? So we work with our design team with data storytelling, which is again another buzzword that I will introduce here again, but it works. Make it easy. Make it easy. What's really going, what's the 4 important things that we learned right now from our clients? The same goes for the implementation. I think the pandemic showed us we pitched for so many things before the pandemic. Great initiatives, great projects, but all of a sudden our relationship managers couldn't meet their clients in a super fancy meeting room with super expensive art, 30 selections of tea. They needed to build trust virtually. So what did we do? We fixed on the basics, right? So if you go into your company and if you really try to pitch the next big thing, have a look at the basics. Are we really good with the basics? Do we look into the camera when we speak with our clients? Do we send something in advance? Do we call them in advance, try to gather their needs? We didn't. That's why we focused on the basics instead of focusing on predictive analytics, which we pitched for 2 years ago. The same goes for communication. Capture the entire audience. And if you work in an organization where you have multiple business units, like we do, private clients, institutional clients, we use a bit of foresight to look at which initiative, which optimization could also benefit other CEOs, other business units. And we push this into the organization. But again, I'm not today here to kind of sell what I'm doing. I rather would like to prefer sharing you my key learnings. that I had on my journey. Again, I worked as a consultant. My job was to push, was to sell, was to kind of, get business going. But now, within the corporation, I really would like to share my 3 key learnings. And one is, and I would highly invite all of us, because I'm pretty sure that most of you work in customer experience, try to initiate something, try to implement something that creates added value. It is that we have no second chance for a first impression. When you start a new job, better frame CX right. What are you focusing at? Is it mindset? Is it people? Is it process? Is it tech? What is it? I can guarantee you the narrative will be implemented in very, very, very quick time. So frame it correctly. We do quick wins every day, regardless if you are a Wharton alumni, Harvard alumni. We have a lot of ex-McKinseys at our company. Hey, we do quick wins. Regardless if it's a website or anything, we do that. And the last aspect is, I don't know where CX is located in your company. We have a big challenge that CX is located in marketing. So sometimes it's not always easy to reach out to our product team or so. So what we did is we launched our first customer community. We recruited them with our VOC suite. We meet our customers. And when you do kind of a new format, implement a new format into your organization, don't just meet up with the ones that would support your idea right away. Meet the veterans. Get them also on the table. People who worked for 20, 30 years in the industry. I can guarantee you it will help. So this was a kind of fresh up. I think you have seen a lot of slides today. That's why I wanted to keep it rather short. If you have any questions, come over. My colleagues from Momentive Get Feedback are also here. They have a booth downstairs. Ask them about the solution that really benefits us. But yeah, if you have any kind of questions, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you very much.